The origin of matter is one of the most compelling lines of evidence for the existence of God. The next 7 minutes will show you why. Take a look out your window. What do you see? In a word, stuff. Or, more technically, matter. Dirt, rocks, trees and water. Sun, moon, planets and stars. People, animals, insects and more, all of which can be reduced to elements. Then to molecules, then further to atoms and their components. Everything we are made up of and everything we see is from some form of matter. But the existence of all this matter raises the question, where did this stuff come from? When, where, and how did all these countless atoms get their start? The standard answer, from a naturalist perspective, is that everything we see in the universe originated with the Big Bang. 13.8 billion years ago, an explosion sent elements all over the universe, and in the time since, they have slowly taken form through various processes to become everything we see today. But there's a significant hole in this explanation. What exploded? Something exploded, in this theory. But where did the something come from in the first place? The Big Bang theory is merely an attempt to explain how the universe came into its current state. It does not claim to answer where all the matter came from. In short, we are still left with no answer as to how matter originated. To address that issue, some say the Big Bang originated from a singularity that predates our known universe. A singularity is a theoretical place in which the laws of physics break down. The Big Bang's singularity is alleged to have been an infinitesimally small point with infinite density and mass that rapidly expanded, causing the Big Bang. But did you notice the problem? Once again, no explanation is offered for where the singularity came from. We still have no explanation for the origin of matter. The can continues to be kicked down the road with no end in sight. So, the question remains, where did matter come from? There are only 3 possible explanations. First, matter spontaneously created itself. In other words, there was nothing. Then one day there was something. Matter just popped into existence. This hypothesis fails scientifically on multiple counts. It fails the scientific method because it is not an observable, measurable, or repeatable phenomenon. Thankfully, we do not live in a universe in which matter can spontaneously emerge into existence. We do not have to worry about a boulder materializing out of nothing in front of us while driving on the interstate. It does not happen because it cannot happen. Most importantly, the random generation of matter is rendered impossible by the first law of thermodynamics. Put simply, the first law of thermodynamics states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Thanks to Einstein and his famous theory of relativity, we know energy is inextricably linked to matter. If energy can neither be created nor destroyed, matter cannot randomly pop into existence. Therefore, matter did not create itself. Second, matter is eternal. Put simply, this is the idea that the universe and all the matter it contains has always been here and always will be. This theory is defeated by the second law of thermodynamics, which establishes the concept of entropy. Though energy cannot be created or destroyed, it does grow more disordered through repeated transfer. As with the human body, the universe's aging is visible. Where our hair greys, our skin sags, and our strength wanes, the universe shows its aging through this growing disorder. Stars burn out, and Earth's rotation slows as matter begins to show wear and tear. But things that are eternal do not age. In fact, they can't, or else they wouldn't be eternal. Entropy shows the universe and its elements are finite, not infinite. Therefore, matter is not eternal. Science demands we reject these first 2 theories. Matter could not have created itself, and matter cannot be eternal. Everything scientific laws tell us about the universe confirms these 2 truths. That leaves us with only one option to explain the origin of all matter. Explanation number 3. Matter was created by a supernatural being. Every effect has a cause. The material universe, as it is not eternal, is an effect. Therefore, the material universe has a cause. This is known as the cosmological argument for the existence of God. Since matter is not eternal, and since it cannot create itself, it had to have been created at a certain point in time by a being who exists outside of both matter and time. It is here because somebody put it here. An eternal uncreated somebody. This is not speculation or guesswork. It is only what the evidence demands, that when you see an effect, you can infer that there must have been a cause behind that effect. And as we trace back the chain of causes and effects that led to the material world you see out of your window, at some point there had to be an original cause, or an uncaused cause, if you will. Since that cause would have to be either eternal or self-created, it would be a supernatural cause. In other words, a god. Okay, so then, who created God? Many will ask. As the theist charges that the atheist kicks the can down the road by citing the Big Bang, the atheist accuses the theist of doing the same by appealing to God. However, that question misses an important distinction. God must by definition be a supernatural being. He exists above and beyond the natural, meaning he is not subject to the laws of thermodynamics or any other scientific law. As a natural explanation that attempts to rule out the supernatural, the Big Bang has to comply with all natural laws. By definition, an argument for the supernatural is not subject to the laws of nature. That is precisely the point. God is not finite and limited as we are. To sum up these possibilities, think of the issue as a house you happen to stumble upon in a forest. How did it get there? It certainly didn't build itself or just randomly pop into existence one day. We know houses do not work that way. And it definitely has not been there forever. The lumber, bricks, shingles, windows, and concrete are not immune to decay and aging, meaning they had to have a starting point at which the decay and aging slowly began. There is only one logical explanation for the existence of such a house. Somebody built it. Logic demands that all of the stuff we see has a definitive creator and a definitive point of origin. A supernatural being had to cause all of this. So, as you look around and see all of the stuff that makes up the universe, know that it hasn't always been there. Nor was it the result of some scientifically impossible accident. No, it was made. The effects were caused. There is a God behind the universe we see. If you want to learn more about the lines of evidence that prove the biblical worldview, please visit linesofevidence.com.